I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the present on the Christmas tree. I just want linkage to come. Hi everyone, Kevin here. Hope everyone is having a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas, of course. As of the time of this recording, linkage has not come to Master Duel or even been announced or released or whatever. My best guess is that it will probably be here when tournaments of Sprite come, which would probably mean by then is too little too late. But on to the important thing. It is time to pointlessly speculate about the upcoming ban list. And using Master Duel meta as like a reference point, we can see that it's very combo oriented at the moment. And the only thing that isn't really combo oriented at all is Runic, and that's basically 1,000 floodgates and being annoying. I think the smart thing to do is to use those decks listed as like a reference point and think about what cards should be hit or whatever. Also, I guess we'll probably do a 3 thing, right, where cold take, warm take, and fairly hot take about my thoughts on what should be banned on the ban list. And also, again, I don't expect anything major to happen in Master Duel ban list because they basically updates like every other month, unlike Cardboard Yu-Gi-Oh. So let's start with some cold takes. So number 1, Red Ray to 2. OCG Land did it, and you haven't noticed, Konami is really starting to realize that people love Ray and Friends so much that she actually appeared on the Jump Festa like poster thing right here. Yes, it's like Where's Waldo alongside Yugi, and that's pretty wild, man. And you know, comparing the Striker to any other tier deck, it's like probably the least toxic in my opinion. And if Striker mirrors become norm again, so let's move on to a warm one. Branded Fusion to 1. I'll reveal my bias up front and say that Branded is probably my most hated deck of all time, surpassing Eldritch a little. And you guys know how much I hate Eldritch. Reason why is because this particular card right here, Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion to me is one of the most broken things possibly ever printed. Remember that one video I said on hand traps or Maxi or whatever, which you can watch over here? Hand traps were basically designed to force your opponent to either play around things or at least, you know, minimize whatever damage they're gonna do to you. Well, with this card, Branded Fusion, it basically says, nah. A successful Branded Fusion activation is basically like a +2 on the minimum. You're gonna end up with Mirror Jade, then you can send Albion or whatever, and then you're gonna have Branded Tragedy searches, Branded Red, right? Show that Squidward meme of him going very original. And basically you get the recover for free. And this is literally off 1 card. So that means you have 4 other cards in your hand to pop off even further. I would say I would 10 out of 10 times deal with a single negate than constant recursion what Branded does for free. Look at this, it's a down fusion. My fusion destiny. Neither of those cards are capable of recursion and recycling your deck like crazy. Sure, Fusion Destiny you get to draw 2 cards because of Celestial, but that got banned. And Winda, you know, Wanda, Imperb, right? OCG Land has Branded Fusion at the 1 at the moment, which seems fair to me. Anything else with Branded? Not really. I don't see anything else stupid. And now let's move on to fairly hot. Fountain to 2 or Huggies gets banned. This is probably my hottest take right here, alright? Before you start downvoting me or whatever. Keep in mind, I also have a TCG bias. And Runic basically did nothing here aside from being somewhat of an engine for Sprite. However, I understand Master Duel is basically its own format separate from Cardboard Yu-Gi-Oh! And I understand there is no siding. So that means either you're forced to play back row removal or make your deck somewhat inconsistent against every other deck that doesn't play back row. But hear me out here. I think the only thing that's annoying about Runic is Runic Fountain. So if you hit Runic Fountain to 2 or whatever, it'll probably hit the consistency a little bit so it can't recycle and draw 3 cards in a single turn again like it always does. So personally, I think either you need to hit Fountain to 2 or probably the hottest one, you ban Huggies because Sprite is gonna come out, and with Huggies and like whatever level 2, you make Gigantic Sprite or whatever it is, the rank 2, and then they pop off for free, and then you get probably Runic Fountain to recycle your hand and all that garbage. But the reason why I'm saying Huggies to 0 is because we know that Master Duel does a lot of preemptive hits. Remember Adventure? That was a 2 when it just came out. So, you know, either one of those 2. But I realistically, you know, that's my hottest one. And finally, again, this is probably my hottest one of all. The hottest one. Burning Hot. Called by the Grave to 0. I hate this card so much. I can't. It is the second most broken card in the game. And I'd argue it probably is the most broken if you compare it to, obviously, Maxi. At least with Maxi, you have like a lot of options for you to counter. Here's some right here. Right? Look at all these options. Called by, guess what? You only got like 1. Maybe 2. But the thing is that call by can only be basically activated by the turn player. You know what I mean? Like for example, if you're going second and you draw this card, dead card. But if your opponent draws this, they're gonna drop call by, and now they're gonna combo off you, and then you basically just wasted your ash. And guess what? After they make their board, and then you call by, you know, their Maxi, whoop-de-doo. At least, again, with Max C, if you go second, you can kind of activate it, right? I legitimately hate this card with passion. I think it's obvious by now if you watch my channel, I'm somewhat of a control freak, haha. And what appeals to me a lot about Striker is that I'm able to interact with my opponent basically any chance I get. Call by says no to that, and call by says no to realistically your only chance of like stopping them from comboing off and make a wombo combo board that you can't like break. So please, call by to 0. That's my only wish list, besides linkage of course. Otherwise, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment down below of your cold, your warm, and your hottest Banlist predictions. Thank you to all my members, of course, and if you'd like to support me further, it costs $1 American dollar, or I think 132 yen, or 19 peso. But yes, thank you very much. Jana. This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and sub for me, please.